Joker.
Joker. What was Joker?
I have no idea. I cannot remember, but Tender Vittles I do recall.
Alley Cat wins it.
Because we were trying to take a play off of, obviously, our handles and then our names, our personalities. But, yeah, I can't remember. That's such a shame.
It was all supposed to be food, I
Yeah, it was food related.
So everybody was food. Green Dog wasn't ham hock, was he?
I don't recall that. I don't know. I have to think about him. I don't know why I can't remember. It was fun. I'm sure we had it rolling, but I just don't remember.
Green eggs and ham?
Sure, right?
Green eggs and ham?
What's green eggs and ham? Maybe Spam.
I was say Meatball Band is already a food. So how are we gonna improve on that?
I'm trying to think what JR's was.
Would be pretty creative.
We were all really creative that night. It was, just to come up with the idea, I thought was creative, but everybody flew with it. It was like the perfect thing. And we all had a name.
Yeah, somebody done something about something, but there's no fun getting old. Are you getting older or are you just breaking down? What's going on over there? You sounded weird. Oh, I'm barefoot. I'm barefoot on the vertical side. I'm running 4 watts. That's all. I got like a 1.5 going 3 to a 4 on you. That sounded pretty good. Good. Well, that's just, I'm glad you can still hear me, man. That's awesome. I like going from 5 to 35, though.
Here you go. I don't know if anybody's got a copy on me. This is stock wattage.
I still hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I hear you.
Yep, I got a copy on you. Yeah, this is me with 4.5 watts.
Then your location again, you're Joker, right?
Yep, 10-4 up in Bally. Bally.
I hear you, Joker.
Roger that there, JR. Yeah, this is just the Lincoln now with nothing behind me.
Yeah, me too. Man, it must be quiet out there. We hear each other barefoot. That's pretty good. The Barefoot Bandit.
Barefoot Bandit. I don't know, man. That might be your new handle now.
Hey, come on, take it easy. I'm not ready to do a whole restoration over here.
Barefoot Bandit.
Who are you talking to, Joker?
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's Meatball Bandit talking right now, right?
No, that was Green Dog.
Oh, I'm sorry, Green Dog.
It's all right.
For some reason in my brain, I was just thinking that I turned my amp off, that everybody was getting quieter in my receive. Never mind. Sorry about that, Green Dog.
Oh, yes, and I am running Barefoot Bandit style. I don't know. This radio is supposed to do 100 watts. I'd say it might do 60 here.
All right, so that's the other question. So I was running barefoot on the Lincoln with the power turned always down, which was 4 watts. So your barefoot is what, almost 100 watts?
Yeah, I just turned it back up. It goes down to 5, but the max is 100. It's a ham radio.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I always think when people say I'm running barefoot and they're on a radio that puts out, 100 watts, in my brain, I think barefoot is 4 watts.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with your thought and your thinking process, and here's why. I mounted a 102-inch whip to my John boat, and I went out in the Schuylkill River by the Quake Club, and with a Cobra 25, I hit Chicago. I hit Chicago, which one? I forget. And nobody believed me until cameraman keyed up, and cameraman was like, yep, I heard the whole thing. He got it on his boat on the Schuylkill River.
With 4 watts.
That's it. I don't even know. I think that thing was tuned down. That thing, when I got it, it was tuned way down. It was barely putting out half a watt. And the RF gain was popped out of it, and there was a little button or a ball of some sort glued into its place. And I got that radio. I was like, wait, what's the deal with this? Took it somewhere, had them check it out, and here it was tuned so far down that it was barely putting anything out. I guess it was for like truck to truck or, going down the road.
Okay, 10-4. Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to say, I wonder the 102-inch whip out on the water just did it. But yeah, that's a lot of times anymore when people are like, I'm barefoot. Well, but you're still putting out as much as, like me all the way turned up tonight. I'm pushing 100 watts with my foot warmer.
Right. And if I had the radio tuned all the way down, I would still call it barefoot because it would only be 5 watts. But yeah, I hear you. That's how long have you been talking all those KL products?
Well, I've had a few issues with the 503s, but the 203s, I've been talking 4 or 5 years now, 4 years.
That was my first amp I ever bought. Was one of them KL 203s. And I was like, yeah, I want 100 watts, right? Blew the dang thing up, took it down to R&R, and they handed it back to me, and they were like, we'll let you throw this away. And I was like, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. I mean, it's got to be fixable, right? So I held on to it. Ended up getting it was a 300 feet, so it had the preamp in it, which it worked pretty decent. I had it hooked up in my little car. I was running around mobile with it, and ended up selling that to somebody at the McDonald's crew on High Street, and they ran it for a while. I don't know if they blew it up or whatever, but they weren't bad boxes for what they are. They definitely work. I know somebody uses one for a driver.
Yeah, I think the 203s, these little 203s, I think they're better built than the 503s. But again, the 503s do put out more power. But that's funny. The High Street crew. I used to cruise High Street all the time in the like 95 till 2006. Well, actually 1995 until they made it one lane. I used to cruise High Street all the time.
We may have
To cruise High Street back in the 80s. A lot.
remember back in the day, but I was there for like 15 years, and let me think about this.
Back in the day, yeah.
It was just after, hold on, just after the scene kind of started dying down, but everybody was still hanging out at the McDonald's. You had your car guys, and then you had the CBers, and I was hanging out with the CBers all the time. I heard a breaker out there. I'm
Hold on, guys.
damn closeted car guy, but hey, it's me, Mr. Fix-It. But I got my
1 second, Mr. Fix-It. Sorry about this. Let me quick break in here. There's a Mr. Fix-It. I heard you break in. What was what was your years on High Street there? Then we'll take it over to Mr. Fix It.
Mine were probably around 1981 to about 1984.
And let's see, my boy was born in '05. I was probably living there for 3 years. Yeah, probably about 2001. Mine were 77.
Hold on, guys. Green Dog, can you come back one more time?
2001 through 2002 is when I first moved there, because my son was born in '05, and I was living there for a couple of years. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All right, there, Green Dog. Yeah, mine was 95 till probably a little, until they made it one lane. Sorry about that, guys. Everybody was talking over. All right, yeah. So yeah, my cruising days, which was somewhat CB days, was 95 till, like I said, till they made it one lane. And we have Mr. Fix It come in, and I want to step back and let everybody else talk.
We were up there to 77.
I was in and out. I was back and forth, up and down. I probably had one of the fastest cars up there, doggone. Yeah.
We'd go from one end all the way down to Chicken Hill.
I worked at the custom body shop down there in Stowe, like I said, starting in 95. And I'd get done work on a Friday night, wash the truck up, and we would hit High Street, hang out at not the Hilltop, the Ray for Performance Specialties, and Midtown Tire, hang out with those guys, sit at McDonald's, and the old McDonald's when it was fun.
Out the old McDonald's, used to cruise from the old McDonald's all the way down to the train station, and then back.
The good old days.
1964 Corvette. 3.5 pounds of putty on the left side. 102-inch whip. I was a cruiser.
Remember the old Pep Boys?
Yep, it turned into, I think, the Rite Aid down.
You used to be able to go in there and buy a completely blown engine. I mean, blower, tunnel ram, the whole 9 yards. They had them on display.
Quite a few of those blown engines coming in the train station. We'd be sitting there drinking some beer, and then we'd take off, back up the road again, and right next to each other, man, try to run a car, and oh man, we used to have fun.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, indeedy.
Hey, remember when they ran out of money to build 422 and we all used to go up there racing?
Yeah, right after I started driving, we were doing the side-by-side drags on 422, as it wasn't completed yet. It was only completed from Royersford to Linfield, and we'd come around and then we drag race down 422 bypass.
Yeah, it didn't go nowhere.
I was riding motorcycle and mini bikes and stuff up on 422 before they even had it ready. It was just dirt. You go up, climb up the sides of the bypass where they had the mud packed and everything, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. Never had any problem with cops or nothing.
We got drunk and borrowed a bunch of golf carts and went up there after the concrete got poured.
Only you. Hey, Mr. Fix-It.
Howdy, howdy.
I picked up a Turner Expander 500 today over there with Jake.
Really? Wow, that's awesome, man. I wish I would have went.
Yeah, the guy had that in a base station, a Channel Master CB40. So I got that and the microphone together, a nice price. So pretty good stuff. I lucked out.
There's one guy up there brings in a lot of trash and wants a mint for it. But usually the best deals are from the guys that they got maybe one CB there that they picked up in a box or something.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it at, but that was the only thing that we seen was that radio with the microphone. So, and it worked fine, both of them, the radio and the mic. So I did okay. I got lucky. Seen who? Yeah, he said he was going to be up there, but I'll tell you what, there was hardly anybody there. You know, where they have all the fleas, you know, that was empty. There was only a few, and we weren't there 9 o'clock in the morning. It was empty. Neither did I. My wife informed me when I got up.
Nice when it's like that because, you know, if somebody has something, they just want to sell it so they can make their table back.
The funny thing is I'll drive by Jake's coming home from work on a Friday night, you know, like 7 o'clock, and there's people sitting there waiting to get in.
You know, the battery-operated candles that flicker and then they worked off the D battery, which that's what we were looking for. Something you don't have to change every month. And there was a lady my wife likes yellow roses. There's a lady who had 3 of them with yellow roses around the candle. You know, she wanted $15 a pop for them. I'm there, no. I walked over and said, you take 8 a piece for them. And I did, I negotiated. And she said, no. Her brother just got them, and he would have a fit. I said, all right, well, okay, fair enough. So we walked around, did her spiel, got the radio and the microphone. Before we left, I told the wife, I said, I'll be back. Hang on 1 second. I went back over to him and said, I'll tell you what. I'll give you this much for him. You know. And she looked at it, she goes, no. She goes, hang on, my brother's not here. Okay, I'll sell him to you. You know, so I got that last pick in there, and I wound up getting them for the wife. She really likes them. They're pretty cool.
I set up a couple weeks ago and was selling my engraved cigar boxes.
I never seen that up there, though. You know, as much as I went up there, I never caught a glimpse of that.
I always set up maybe once or twice a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't go up there every weekend. You know, we go periodically. But, yeah, okay. Well, that explains it. I do believe I've seen you, though, before. I think I did run into you. We talked about that. You were on the little buggy thing.
Yep, because I can't walk right.
That's right. Yeah, so I did see you. The next time I see you on the buggy, I'm going to say, hey, I know you.
Yeah, I did all right up there. I sold about, about $110, $120 worth of boxes.
Just don't buggy him.
Yeah, that's right. Don't buggy him. Yeah, good deal. That's a good time. He did well then.
Yeah, I plan on going up one more time before Christmas.
Well, that will be either tomorrow or next weekend. That's it.
He's open till Christmas, isn't he?
Oh, he closes the last week. Next weekend will be the last weekend. lady said. That's what I remember, too. It was always the first week of December. He was closed.
That does sound right.
Because when Justin took it over, he made it April to Christmas.
Well, just in case you're wondering, I think it changed.
Maybe I'm misremembering. You know what the bitch is about getting older and losing your memory? You never forget the things you want to.
Yes, it says right here. I just Googled it. It says the last weekend of the season will be November 30th and December 1st. That's the last one.
I'll be damned.
I wouldn't lie to you, buddy.
He might fib a little, but he won't lie to you.
Why, I oughta.
Why you?
Place you're talking about, JR.
Jake's Flea Market there on 100 Beckelsville, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, there's no cover over there, right? It's all open, right?
Yeah, they have a building over there now. It's inside. Some of the folks go in there, but I don't even think there was anybody in there today. Just wasn't happening. It was very light. Saturdays is usually the light day. Sunday's always usually the better day to go of the two. For people anyway.
Well, they have the building, and then they have the pavilion. But I guess like 90% of it is outside.
Yeah, but that 90% wasn't there today, man. That was all empty. There wasn't a car out there. Crazy.
Yeah, end of season. The weird weather we've had this week and stuff, I can see that.
Did it rain last night?
I don't know if it did or not, to be honest with you. I don't remember. Last night, I don't know.
Nobody likes to go up there when it rains the day before because it doesn't drain real well.
Like I was saying before, I know coming home, especially during the summer, obviously, I come home from work and there's people sitting to get in the gate, vendors at like 6 o'clock.
I know 433, he comes down here out of the mountains. He's down there, he's waiting all night to get in there. I don't know. He likes getting there early. I guess he has to set all his stuff up there, and like you said, they can't get in till 6, right?
No, these are vehicles sitting at the gate at 6 p.m. on Friday to get in on Saturday.
Oh, that ain't happening. Not for me. Good grief. That's almost insane.
That's the guy who's looking to get the tables under the pavilion.
What 433 was doing, and he just had stuff set up. He was sleeping in his truck in the parking lot down here in Collegeville.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was a F-150, I think, or a Bronco. Almost every Friday when I would come past that, 6:30-ish, 6:30, sitting there right at the gate waiting to get in. And then towards some of the holiday weekends, there would be like 3 or 4 vehicles sitting there on Friday night waiting to get in for Saturday morning.
Probably a lot of vegetable guys from Jersey.
That makes sense, but they usually it was like a single vehicle. It wasn't like a truck and a trailer or anything.
I got better things to do on a Friday night.
So what, they can't keep their stuff over there, or what? They gotta take it with them every time they leave?
Yeah, you can't leave anything there. I think there's some indoor vendors that have stuff that they can keep, but yeah, it's every Saturday and Sunday you got to take it with.
They got the sheds for rent, too.
Yeah, because there's that guy that has the musical equipment in the one shed.
Yeah, all the way at the end.
Yeah, I got some cables off him pretty cheap once. That worked out for me.
Yeah, now I think the only thing you're going to have till spring is Q-Mart.
Quakertown Farmers Market. Bargains are a business.
Yeah, that's getting a little later too. There's not that many people in there. Not nowhere near as what it used to be. That's for sure. That thinned down pretty decently.
I heard they just got new vendors, like 4 or 5 new vendors in there.
That was a double key.
Sorry, I just saw something on Facebook. I think they got like 4 or 5 or 6 new vendors in there coming this year.
Well, good. I'm glad to see it's picking up. We were there, I'm trying to think now, back in the summer. I don't know, it was back in the summer we went over. And it thinned out. There wasn't much going on inside. I mean, there were some, but there was a lot of empty spots.
Yeah, 10-4. I was going to say, I'll say this last thing, and I'll step back because I've been kind of rag chewing here. But it's funny how Lou's Surplus was in Quakertown Farmers Market, and then they went to Zern's. And now, since Zern's is closed down, Lou's is back in Q-Mart. I don't know if anybody knows what Lou's is, but Lou's is pretty great.
That Surplus place, yeah, I know. Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Lou's Surplus is great.
Tape and all kind of stuff like that. Tools, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lou's is great.
At Zern's, he was next door to the knife guy.
I'm spending my money at that place since I was a little kid.
Oh, the knife guy that had missing fingers.
That's the guy.
Yep.
Remember the barber? He had the worst goddamn rug that I've ever seen in my life.
All I remember is right sitting on the bench from the barber, where the barber was, and the candy stand was on the opposite side. There was always that guy sitting there with the boob glasses.
That's right, I remember him.
I saw a pair of those at Jake's.
You gotta buy them.
Again, right there, that was my grandfather's.
Oh, geez.
That guy at Zern's, he had fishnet stockings for his.
Who was somebody's grandfather?
The produce stand next to the candy store, the candy stand, and the barber shop. That was my grandfather's stand.
Stauffer?
Yeah, the Carlo.
I'm sorry, come back on that one?
The Carlo's produce right there.
Oh, okay. That's great.
First time I went to Zern's, I was 5 years old.
Zern's was so great. Q-Mart's awesome, but Zern's was that was amazing. And then that one guy at the very end, I'm gonna say exit 10, had all that old school like stereos and all types of stuff.
You could not suffer from low self-esteem at Zern's.
You're not wrong about that one.
That guy you're referring to, Joker, he was a bit expensive, though. He had old tubes and all that. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, he had a lot of really cool stuff and a lot of old stuff. I never bought anything from him because it was very expensive. He had some old school like Apple computers and stuff in the box, but he wanted way too much for it. But yeah, he had like reel to reel tape decks, and yeah, he had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it was funny, you know. He had a radio in there. It was a base station. I can't remember what it was. I kind of wanted it, you know, back in the day. And he was way overboard in the money. And so, you know, I lowball, you know, if you want that much, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to pay. And that's it. But he's just outrageous. I really, once in a while, I go in there for resistors or whatever, you know, and variables, something like that, you know. But his radios and his old-time, he was just too expensive. He must have been one of them guys from Classic Radio Roundup that thought tubes was God. He was just way overboard.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I'm thinking about this right now. So we have, what, half a dozen, maybe a little bit over half a dozen guys talking right now. And, like, we all exactly know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he was part of history there. He was there for years. I don't think he did any fixing. He just sold stuff, but he had some neat old-time radios, you know, the AM, FM, and shortwave and stuff. And I don't know, he had old record players and stuff. He just wanted too much money. And I guess that's why he never really sold anything. Not anything big, anyway.
I just always wondered how these stands kept open, because you'd walk in there every week. Because there was a time where, you know, as, you know, 16-year-old driving around, we would hit Q-Mart and Zerns all the time, you know, a lot on the weekends. And it's like, you got the same stuff. How are you keeping the stand open? Like the vacuum guy. How are you keeping that stand open? But I digress. I'm going to step back because I've been taking the channel up, so I'm going to step back for a minute. And, sorry.
That vacuum guy you're referring to, when you said vacuum, I was going to say the same thing. You walk by there, you go there, and the same vacuums were in there. He didn't really sell. He sells some bags once in a while, you know. A woman would come in there looking for bags, and he might have them, he might not, maybe a filter. And he used to repair the vacuums, too. And he had a rainbow, an old rainbow, and it looked pretty rough, but he's never going to sell because he wanted way too much money again. I don't know. I often wondered how these guys, the same thing, how these guys make money, but maybe when we're not there, that's when they do their deal, but I just didn't get it. I really didn't. I mean, he had some old vacuum cleaners. I mean, stuff it was like 300 pounds of a quarter to push around your carpet, but he did repairs, though. I do remember him doing repairs.
Man, the vacuum man, I will never forget him. He was a couple stands down from my grandfather over there, and skinny guy, scruffy beard, always had the same stuff, never looked like he sold nothing, but he was always there.
Maybe he did do the repairs. He repaired the old Orcas, or was it Orcas or Ricas? But all right, I'll let you guys discuss this. I'll be back.
There he goes again. He's taking off and running. Up and running. That's the jokester.
I've been just chewing the fat for way too long. I feel like I've been hogging the channel.
Well, I'm going to bed, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
Catch you, Allie.
All right, Mr. AC. I'll catch you later. Glad to have you aboard again.